Let's now take you live to Parliament, where the Minority Caucus is also having a press conference related to the violence that occurred last Friday during the Ablekuma North Parliamentary run.
Tolerates the violence tactics that threaten our constitutional order. The President cannot remain silent while members of his government celebrate violence against opposition figures. Dr. Hannah Bissue and Malik Basintale have disqualified themselves from holding public office through their inflammatory and violence-endorsing statements. Their continued presence in government sends a dangerous message that the Mahama administration condones political violence. President Mahama must choose. Does he stand with Ghana's democratic institutions, or does he stand with officials who celebrate attacks on former members of parliament? His decision will define his legacy and determine whether Ghana continues on the path of democratic governance or slides towards the normalization of political violence. The international community is watching. Ghana's development partners are watching. Most importantly, the Ghanaian people are watching to see whether their president will defend democracy or protect those who attack the political parties or journalists or regular citizens. The Minority Caucus demands the following actions: the immediate dismissal of violence-endorsing officials. President Mahama must immediately dismiss Dr. Hannah Louisa Bissue from her position as CEO of the Minerals Development Fund and Malik Basintale from his role as acting CEO of the Youth Employment Agency. Their celebration and justification of violence against opposition figures disqualifies them from holding any public office. This dismissal must happen to demonstrate that the government does not condone political violence. All individuals involved in the Ablekuma violence must be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The police must provide daily updates on their investigation and arrest. There can be no impunity for those who attack our democratic process. The Ghana Police Service must conduct a thorough investigation into their security failures, including the alleged role of Chief Superintendent Lumor Frederick Sunanu. Any officers found to be complicit in the Ablekuma North violence must face immediate dismissal and criminal prosecution. President Mahama must publicly condemn the Ablekuma North violence and personally apologize to Honorable Mavis Hawakumsun, Nanekwe Friye, and all the victims of the violent attacks. His statement must be unequivocal and without any qualification or justification for the violence. To the people of Ablekuma North and the Ghanaian people, do not allow these acts of intimidation to silence your voice. Your vote is your power, and you must exercise it without fear. Ghana's democracy depends on your courage to stand up to those who would steal your constitutional rights through violence. To civil society organizations, the Ghana Journalists Association, and all defenders of democracy, join us in demanding accountability for these heinous acts. The time for silence is over. The time for silence is over. Ghana's democratic future hangs in the balance, and we must act decisively to protect it. The Minority Caucus will not accept this descent into political barbarism. We will use every constitutional tool at our disposal to hold this government accountable and ensure that justice is served. We will not rest until Ghana's democracy is secure from those who would destroy it through violence and intimidation. Let me repeat, we will not rest until Ghana's democracy is secure from those who would destroy it through violence and intimidation. We will monitor every action and inaction of this government, and we will hold them accountable to the Ghanaian people for their response to this crisis. The international community must also take note of these developments Ghana's status as a beacon of democracy in West Africa hangs in the balance. We will call on our development partners, the African Union, ECOWAS, to closely monitor the Mahama administration's response to this crisis and take appropriate action if democratic norms continue to be violated. We call on all Ghanaians to reject violence in all its forms and recommit to the democratic values that have made our nation a beacon of hope in West Africa. Together, we must ensure that Ghana's democracy remains strong, peaceful, and secure for generations to come. Ghana stands at a crossroads. We can choose the path of democratic governance where violence is condemned and those who perpetrate it are held accountable. Or we can choose the path of political chaos, where government officials celebrate attacks on opposition figures and violence becomes the norm. The minority has made this choice. We stand firmly with democracy, with the rule of law, and with the constitutional order that has served our nation well. We will defend these principles with unwavering determination until justice prevails and democratic governance is restored. President Mahama, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. History will judge you by the decision you make regarding the Ablekuma North violence. Choose wisely, for the future of Ghana's democracy depends on it. May God bless Ghana and guide us toward a peaceful and democratic future. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Member of Parliament for Ituwa East addressing the general public on the position of the minority in with regards to the Ablekuma North View, and they are asking for the dismissal or suspension of the NDC women's organizer and Malik Basintale, who happens to be a deputy communications officer as well as the chief executive of the YEA. We have more on that in our subsequent bulletins. This is still Newsfeed.